Father's Day, Dad. You're a pretty cool dude. Try not to cry while I sing this song to you. Smell of Old Spice, flat cap on the dash, windows roll down in the wind, white lines flying past. Singing along with the radio, a little latitude. Hanging on to that steering wheel was the man who hung the moon. Used to wrap my hands around his little finger. Turns out he was wrapped around mine. He said you can be anything you want to in this great big world, but I'm always gonna be Daddy's little girl. Used to tell me, don't grow up too fast. Love will come and love will go. Your first won't be your last. I didn't always listen when he gave me advice, though I hate to admit it, but that man was always right. Used to wrap my hand around his little finger. Turns out he was wrapped around mine. He said you can be anything you want to in this great big world, but I'm always gonna be Daddy's little girl. Daddy's little girl. When I count my blessings, I know where to start. He might not hold my hand no more, but he'll always hold my heart. Used to wrap my hands around his little finger. Turns out he was wrapped around mine. Said you can be anything you want to in this great big world, but I'm always gonna be. Yes, I'm always gonna be Daddy's little girl. Daddy's little girl. Oh, Daddy's little girl. I'm proud to be Daddy's little girl. Alright, here's the rapid fire dad jokes. What do you say? Why did you say you ran through a campsite, not run through a campsite? Because it's past tense. What would you find in Superman's bathroom? The Super Bowl. How might you describe a vegetarian who's a stranger? I never met her before. What happened when I took photographs of a wheat field? They came out grainy. What do you call a guy who lost his car? Carlos. What's the award for being the best dentist? A little plaque. What's the difference between a poorly dressed man on a bicycle and a well-dressed man on a tricycle? A tire. What happened when a red ship collided with a blue ship? The survivors were marooned.
What did the guy who invented knock-knock jokes win? He won the Nobel Prize. How did Ebenezer Scrooge score a goal? As the ghost of Christmas past. When does a joke become a dad joke? When the punchline becomes apparent. Some of my favorite memories with Dad growing up were the Christmases with Grandpa and Grandma at their house and all the cousins, and camping. Camping was always super fun, and I think that's the reason why I have such a love of the outdoors now. And he'll know what I mean when I say rubber chicken. Two things that I appreciate about you. Number one, your goofiness, because I think that I'm pretty goofy, and I really appreciate that because you taught me that it's okay to be goofy, and yeah, I just like to make people laugh because you make me laugh. And number two is your ability to bring out the best in your kids when they heed your advice. One of the best lessons that you taught me, Dad, is to love Jesus first, and that wisdom is more precious than gold. And also the wisdom on how to save money. It's really served me well. Now this one's for Sandra. I just want to say thank you for keeping Dad fed and watered, fashionably clothed, because we all know about the Duck Dynasty aesthetic. Giving him love and confidence, and always supporting him, and being faithful, and putting up with us, for one, and all of. I had to save this clip for last because I would have made it through the rest. Why is my dad the best dad? I'm just really thankful for all of the love and support that you gave all of us growing up. And I know for myself there were a lot of times that I was really struggling with whatever was going on, and I always knew that you and Sandra would be there. You played a huge part in helping me become the person I am today. And I'm just really thankful that God gave me you as my dad. You have been a solid rock in my life and a lighthouse when I've been lost at sea, pointing me back to Jesus and just giving me love and encouragement and prayer. And yeah, I miss you and I love you, and thanks for being my dad.
Now, some of my most awesome memories. Ironically enough, it starts with hot chocolate. You just brought it out. My little tinkering brain that likes to take stuff apart watched how hot chocolate was made, and I started to make my own. And I don't know if I've got this memory wrong or not, but you started making hot chocolate for us in the mornings to get us out of bed and give us something to drink on the car ride to school. And you'd ask me when I would drop us off at school, Alex, you didn't drink your hot chocolate after a little while, and you'd ask me. And I had discovered a way to mix hot water with the right amount of powder, with the right amount of milk to make my favorite type of hot chocolate how I liked it. And I just said, oh, yeah, it's just. Then you asked me, why don't you have your hot chocolate? I said, oh, it's just not the way I like it. Um, and then I hopped out of the car. And I remember a couple of days later, I feel like you had watched me carefully or helped me or just was right beside me, paying attention to me how I made my hot chocolate. And one morning going to school, I took a sip of that hot chocolate after biting down on the toast. And I was like, whoa, this hot chocolate's really good today. And it just stayed like that for the rest of the time you made hot chocolate. And in my memory, I just feel like you paid attention to how I liked my hot chocolate made and would have that ready for me the way I liked it in the morning. That one almost makes me cry just thinking about that. But some of the crazy, awesome memories, the adventures in my heart that I'm so excited about was the first time we went shooting at the family reunion. And we were being dangerous. We were shooting at the rocks, and every shot was pew, bang, wee. And then we decided, oh yeah. And then one of the family members saw us shooting and was like, hey guys, try shooting at the fence because you don't want the bullets to ricochet. And it's like, oh. And another awesome memory, kick-ass memory of mine was just hanging on for dear life on the back of that motorcycle all the way from Calgary to Edmonton and Edmonton to Camrose. Calgary to Edmonton was like, ah. By the time I got to Edmonton, I was like, this is cool. And then from Edmonton to Camrose, I had no fear. I knew my dad was driving the motorcycle and we were getting to Camrose all right. I just remember the Triple X Flyer project back in grade 5 with the motors and the cars. And you just... one of the times where we really just got down together and built something together, and that lit a spark in my heart to just want to create and build stuff. It was awesome. And I was just thinking as I was looking over these events, the same place in my heart that was brought to life from shooting, motorcycle trip, building the Triple X Flyer. I just remember the fishing pond in High River with a little creek, little stream on the rocks that trickled down to this pond. And I had my Charlie Brown fishing rod or something, and he took me out fishing. And oh my gosh, that's just such a beautiful memory in my heart. It's so awesome. Thank you for that. Yeah, those are just a few of some of my most favorite memories. And right up there is all the times we went camping, but most importantly, the first time. Where we got there, we lit the fire, we set up our tents, and then we started to make food and realized, uh-oh. We didn't bring any pots or pans. And you just looked at us after we realized that, and we're just like, oh no, are we not going to eat? And I just remember you kind of having a smirk in, you kind of had a look in your eye. You looked up, you looked down, you looked over and said, no kids, we're cooking in the fire. We threw the mashed potatoes right into the grill. We cooked the corn right in the husk. And just that bare bones camping experience. Oh, it lit my heart on fire as a kid. It's like, this is an adventure. This is awesome. And that just put camping permanently in my heart for the rest of my life. And it's always going to be a part of me. Another favorite memory I have of mine is, at Mom's house, she was always cooking meals here and there, but every Wednesday night or Tuesday night or Thursday night, Laura, Rachel, and I, our hearts just were ready. We were so excited to go hang out with our dad because it was pizza night. It was taco night. It was Wendy's night. Even at Rainbow's, it was pretty fun to go to the church. There was lots of broken kids hurting in there. But it was just, even when those kids were kind of rough or they're kind of separating from me or I was really sad and stuff, the Wendy's and the Taco Bell, the Chinese food, it was always an occasion and it was so awesome. The family devotionals we had wasn't until I stepped into some places of healing in my heart when I realized that was so fundamental in my faith as a child. Knowing that Jesus could just be there with us at the family at the dinner table, even if it was for 3 minutes. And it was just normal. Thank you for making God normal at the dinner table in a world that made me scared to say the word Jesus, or to say the words, Jesus loves me. I was scared I'd lose friends at school and be made fun of. But at Dad's house at the dinner time, the words Jesus loved me were normal and safe and cool. I remember the monk dinners because we would get too loud and talk too much and wouldn't eat our food. And all that was so awesome. It was like I'd never experienced being completely quiet at the dinner table before, and I just lit up a cool spark in my heart. So thank you so much for making dinner awesome. Yeah, so the first thing that I get drawn into is the topic of tender memories. And this is the first thing that shot to my heart. I don't know where it came from, but suddenly remembered that cast iron fireplace in Joseph's basement. And how our lives were kind of bouncing all over the place at both houses back then. Lots of stuff was going on, but that fireplace, Dad, you just made that fireplace a meeting place where we could just gather together. And you, Laura, Rachel, and me could just sit still as a family in front of the fire and have that tender moment. And looking back after that, I realized that no matter what house you moved into, Dad, and took us with you into, just in my heart and my memory, each one of those places felt like a home, a place where I could be safe, and a place where I could be comfortable. I want to thank you for making that happen long before you offered that with Sandra in Airdrie. You were already doing that in Laguna Way, at Joseph's Place, Temple Muse. I was just getting distracted there for a minute, losing track on how to collect my thoughts, so I just felt like, I want to listen to my first ever favorite song, Lord, I Lift Your Name on High. I didn't even know the actions. I just sang at the top of my lungs as a kid at church, and I don't remember, Dad, if you and Mom were at the front of the church in High River or what was going on, but I just sang at the top of my lungs. It's like my first favorite song. And then just the beauty and just the awesome power and the incredible you fought for my soul. And with music, God, Dad, this is going to be about your example of faith in my life. And it started with music, singing in church. But as I grew up and after the divorce, I remember I got a Walkman for Christmas. I don't remember who gave it to me, but you had these old tape cassettes. Larry Norman, Petra, Rez. I want to be a clone. Meltdown and Madame Tussauds. Like all that music it just connected with my soul and it soothed my heart. It just calmed me in ways that nothing else could. Because it got it from you and because it connected me to God. I don't know if you know how much God was doing in my heart through the music you gave me. But every single year you just gave me a new CD of a Christian band. And at first I felt like, is he trying to push me into being a Christian? Because I'm not trying to show my friends all my Christian music, and I'm still a little on the fence about sharing my Christian stuff, but I'm kind of cool hanging out at church. But that music just got in my life, and the messages from those songs and the meaning, God's love came through right into my heart because of the music you gave me. Thank you for being a part of that.